ẹ̀sùn mọ́ bí ẹ wá gbọ́. Oyshia De Irorun dé ẹ̀sùn ilé nínú mọ́tò. Bóyá ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́. Bóyá ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́. Ìròyìn ayọ̀ tá ti ń retí lè yó. Ẹ wá gbọ́ ọ̀nà àbáyọ tá ti ń retí lè yó. Ẹ wá gbọ́. Oyshia De Irorun dé. Ẹ wá gbọ́. Ètò lè tọ́yé ẹ máa sọ pé ó gbọ́ ẹ tẹ́tí gbọ́. Tọmọdé tàgbà ẹ jẹ́ ká jáde wá ò ká tú yáyá. Àǹfààní ilé ìrókò tí ó ẹ tẹ́tí gbọ́.
A very beautiful Monday morning, and we welcome you to yet another wonderful 1 hour on Oyshia De Irorun, your 1 hour insight into the Oyo State Health Insurance Agency. Temitope Olarinde is my name, and I'm not here alone. Of course, I'm here with Bolahon Oni Bolahon.
Rárá o, kí mọ̀ dáwọ́ àpò mi náà. Ó kí wa káàárọ̀ àti káàbọ̀ sórí ètò Oyshia De Irorun lórí ìkànnì táwa yìí. Mo lérò pé a ní ìsinmi òpin ọ̀sẹ̀ tó dára. Mo gbàdúrà pé ọ̀sẹ̀ ayọ̀ ni ó jẹ́. Bọ́lá Òní òun lórúkọ tèmi. Ètò yìí náà ni a fi máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn akitiyan àjọ adójútòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ láti jẹ́ kí gbogbo olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ká wà ní àlàáfíà tó péye. Ìlera báyìí òun náà ni ògùn ọ̀rọ̀, nǹkan tí àwọn Yorùbá sọ nìyẹn. Láìsí ìlera tó péye gbogbo nǹkan tó bá ń ṣèyàn àkọ́kọ́ gbèsè gbẹ kan náà. Ká láti jẹ́ kí ìlera yẹn kó padà bọ̀ sípò. Nǹkan táwa fi máa ń wá ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ajé báyìí náà ni pé ọ̀nà tá ó tọ̀ tá ó rìn láti lè jẹ́ kí a wà ní ìlera èyí tó péye.
Yes, we always advocate lifestyle changes. Enrolling in the Oyo State Health Insurance Agency is a major way to your lifestyle change. Yes.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, àjẹkù gbogbo bí ojú ọjọ́ ṣe rí, àtún gbà wá nímọ̀ràn láàárọ̀ fún gbogbo wa tá ń gbọ́ wa pé jẹ́ ká ṣe ìtọ́jú ara wa dáadáa. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wọ aṣọ tí ó gba òtútù, pàápàá jùlọ fún àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké àti àwọn àgbàlagbà tó wà ní àárín wa. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ìbàjẹ́ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ àjọ Oyshia, àǹfààní náà tó ṣí sílẹ̀ lónìí. Kò sí ìgbà tẹ́ rí darapọ̀, ṣùgbọ́n ẹ má dúró dìgbà tí nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ kó tó di pé ẹ rántí pé àjọ Oyshia wọ́n wà níbì kan. Ìgbà tí nǹkan bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ìjọba ṣe ń pè ní pọ́nmílẹ̀ ṣé kí ni.
And of course, this program is to answer all questions that you have concerning the Oyo State Health Insurance Agency. Our guest is already in the studio with us to answer and, settle whatever difference or whatever question you have on the program.
Ṣùgbọ́n ká tó gbé àlejò wa wọlé, ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré dókè lọ. Tá bá padà dé, ètò Oyshia De Irorun ó tẹ̀síwájú. Ẹ máa bá wa kálọ.
Kíni Alabi ó ti dé o.
Òwò náà dé.
Alabi, ìyàwó rẹ ti lóyún o.
Ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé. Àṣàbí àbí àsìkò ti tó.
Tí ẹ mọ̀ lọ́kàn ọmọ lọ sí.
Alabi, iṣẹ́ abẹ la ṣe fún ìyàwó rẹ.
Ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé.
Alabi, ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé.
Ọmọ Bọ́lá. Wọ́n mọ̀ ti fowó kówó iléèwé àwọn ọmọ Bọ́lá.
Ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé.
Orúkọ mi ni Àlàbí ọlọ́kadà.
Ẹ jọ kí gan ló bá rọrùn dé.
Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ló bá rọrùn dé.
Ẹ jọ.
Hello.
Láti ẹ̀ ṣe àtẹ ìṣàgbàtẹ̀wò báwo sí ó ti wà lẹ̀ báyìí kẹ́ wá gbà kà.
ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé.
ìrọ̀rùn báyìí òun náà ni ó bá dé ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ mo kí wa káàbọ̀ padà sórí ètò Oyshia De Irorun Oyode. Ẹ má gbàgbé lẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí àwọn iléeṣẹ́ rédíò tó súnmọ́ kan ní Olúyọ̀lé FM, Ajílétí FM àti Òkè Ògùn FM. Ẹ lè wò wá náà lórí ẹ̀rọ Facebook àti YouTube àti BCOS television. Àlejò wa ti wà kálẹ̀, àwọn náà ni akọ̀wé àgbà adójútòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́, dókítà Ṣọlá Àkàndé. Dókítà ẹ káàárọ̀.
Ẹ káàárọ̀, atọ́kùn lọ́tún lósì, gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa náà. Ẹ káàárọ̀, ọ̀sẹ̀ ayọ̀ ni ó jẹ́ fún wa o.
Àmín.
Ìrọ̀rùn ni ọ̀sẹ̀ yóò bá dé. Àní sáré kiri, àní sáré sódò. Gbogbo bí a bá jókòó sí, ajé ó bá wa ń bẹ̀ ni, ayọ̀ bá wa ń bẹ̀ ni, ìrọ̀rùn ó bá wa ń bẹ̀ ni. Àní gbọ́ròyìn ibi sí gbogbo èèyàn wa lókèrè àti nílé. Gbogbo tá a bá dáwọ́ lé ní ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí yóò yọrí sí rere. Ìgbà tá a bá fi rí òpin ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí, ẹ̀rí yóò wà lọ́tún, yóò wà lósì, níwájú àti lẹ́yìn wa ni. Ẹ ṣeun tẹ́ tún darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ọ̀sẹ̀ àrọ̀ yóò dáa fún yín o.
Ẹ ṣeun gan-an, dókítà kí n tọ́pọ̀ ní abẹ́rẹ́ látọ̀dẹ̀ láàrin.
I always like the entry mode. It's always coming up with it's blessing our weeks for us, and I like that. So we want to focus on the 150% deduction for civil servants this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So let me start from this angle to say, in universal coverage, what you want to do is to be able to reach out to everybody. Sometimes you design health insurance for the rich, sometimes for the average, sometimes for the elites, sometimes for companies, organized private sector, and all. That's what health maintenance organizations, that's what they do. But you have regulatory body agencies that do or stand for a twin purpose. Now, number one is to regulate. As a matter of fact, one of the things you need to regulate is activity even of health maintenance organizations. And at the same time, you want to fly a scheme that will be affordable for the poor, for the grassroots people, for the average, for the rich, and all, which most of the time health maintenance organizations don't do. As a matter of fact, the new National Health Insurance Act says that everybody, first of all, must buy into insurance of your state. You now need a top-up. You can now approach an health maintenance organization, for a top-up. Now, if you wanted to achieve universal health coverage, you have to give cognizance, to your premium. In other words, what people pay into the pool. Because you need to consider the purchasing power of the citizen, of a community, of the people that's in your state. And you must adjust likewise. Yes, given that premium are actuarially determined. But again, after actuarial studies, you want to come down and say, with the people in this community, with this population, be able to afford, this actuarially determined premium. So that's why you now have to bring in political economics. You have to now consider the purchasing power. You have to consider the economy of your states, of your community, of the population. Because health insurance itself or healthcare financing does not exist outside the economy of a nation, of a people. So if you wanted all the people, greater percentage of the populace to buy into insurance, then you must not determine the price outside their purchasing power. Not only that, you have to look at your population. You must be able to trend your population and say, is this a civil service population? Is this organized private sector population? Is this business-oriented population? When you begin to talk about some cities like Aba, then you know that the economy is run, by business. When you begin to think about Oyo State, Osun State, you know that the economy is driven by the civil servants. So those things are germane when you are determining, the premium. And actuarial study sometimes we not see the trend or the delineation of the population of a country or of a state. So when the premium is actuarially designed or determined, you now sit down. And sometimes you can say, we cannot stay with this figure. Then to say, okay, what is the trend? Can we now, this is how much you should be selling insurance. Given. Science has said that. But you now begin to talk about purchasing power. You begin to talk about culture. You begin to talk about ability. You begin to talk about where you are coming from. I was selling at 8,000. How much of the population? I'm selling at 13.5. How much of the population? Now you say, actuarially, I should be selling at 40,000. So I was on 13.5, 18,250. I won't be able to do 10%, 15% of the population. So I'll be hitting my head against the wall if I want to follow science. And then I need now to say, okay, let's see where we are coming from. Let's see our targets. Let's see people that have enrolled. Please break them down into local governments, break them down into organized private sector, then formal, informal, community. And then be able to say, look, you call your underwriters again, you call your actuaries again and say, look, this is the reality of our population and then enrollment. And this is the reality of marketing strategy that we put in place. And then be able to say, look, we can reduce this by 50%. So now say, okay, so we know that what we want to sell is 50% off the current market value, for this benefit package. Number two, you now say, if I'm bringing down by 50%, then how can I mitigate? Because I'm selling at half price, but I must pay capitation. I must determine my what do you call it? What we pay for fee for service. I must be able to now say, how do I want to balance the two?
Why still paying at 50%?
And then because I'm reducing at 50%. That's on one hand. Then you now say again that you have parts of your population now, the civil service and public service that over the years they've stayed paying the same premium while you've changed the premium, over 4 times or 3 times. Do you get that? So we find out that there's a deficit because what they are still paying 8,000 for. I've started paying 21,000 for it. So you have a deficit of almost 300% or something like that. Now, how do you want to make up, for that? So, and again, this is a bulk of the population. Like I said the other time, this is a force that is driving the economy. So, we have to meet with relevant stakeholders to say, look, this is the reality. Except we want to deceive ourselves. Drugs have not remained the same. Even services of medical personnel have never remained the same. As you are asking for more money, so also workers in various hospitals too are asking for more money because everybody goes to the same market. Some don't go to markets in heaven, another, and some don't go to markets in the night, even though you have some people that trade in the night. I don't know who patronizes them. But normal people, you want to go to market, you go to the market during the day. So everybody is demanding for more. That's the irony of life. This side does not want to pay more, but they want services to be better. This side say, look, the service will be better, but we need to receive more. So we have to stay midline. And after various considerations, that's what. So again, so let me say number 3. We've come to believe that poverty is not taken out of a family, of a people, if the family is not enrolled. Experience has shown that your family, there must be family enrollment. So you see that I've given us 3 instances. And so we say, okay, for civil servants, how can we get family involved? So that, after all, it's only one person that has been covered for years, and we see instances of civil servant, public servant say, look, can I use my card for my child, which is a no-no. Okay, so we arrive at, okay, things are bad. Provider side, they are asking for more. So we arrive at, okay, let there be 150% increment in whatever we are paying now. So whosoever had been on 1,000, has been on 667, we now begin to pay 1,667. That's 150%. For his head or her package that you've been buying for 667, you now begin to buy for 1,667. So it's like the beverage that you've been buying for 2 naira. You've gone back to the market. You can't buy for 2 naira except you want to buy adulterated, expired. And that looked to be the case when we were still paying the former rate. It looks like the services adulterated, so to say, expired, so to say. And for a regulatory body, there's little you can do because except you don't have conscience. You know that things have been bad. So it used to be carrot and stick. So now you want to pay more to be able to buy the same service. The person that have been paying 1,125, now you begin to pay about 2,800 for the same service. We still have concern about, so the person that have been paying 9,000, you now begin to pay 22,500 for the same service. So, in other words, you are paying more for the same benefit package.
Considering everything,
yeah, you are paying more for the same benefit package. Now, we still have concern for family coverage because, look, you are paying more. but you are still exposed. Because you can pay more, but whatever can happen to my child. Do you see? Even though I'm paying more from my salary, good, I will still pay for that my child.
To be treated, yes.
So at the end of the day, I'm not covered. Òun la wá fi sọ wípé yàtọ̀ sí ayé sí ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ọgọ́rùn-ún ó lé àádọ́ta ọ̀hún. Ojú òpó mi wá ṣí sílẹ̀ tí gómìnà sọ pé ẹja tún tọ̀. Ọjọ́ ojú òpó kejì àníyùn rí tẹ́lẹ̀. Ojú òpó kejì òun wá ní ọ̀nà láti jẹ́ kí ẹbí wa kó ní ìdáàbòbò lábẹ́ adójútòfò. Ojú kejì la wá ní pé kì í ṣe túláàsì láṣọ ọ̀bọra. Bọ́ ọ bá ṣe rò ó sí ni, tọ́ ọ bá rò ó dáadáa. Tọ́ ọ pé ohun tí mo sì ń sọ, tọ́ ọ bá sì ní pé òfúùfù lẹ́lẹ́ ní. Àbá ń bẹ̀. Àwa la mọ̀ wípé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀gá ọmọọṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ń bá wa pé ẹ dákun ẹ gbà ìyàwó mi. Lọ́wọ́ bí mo ṣe wà yìí kí n tó kúrò ní ọ́fíìsì wa bí. A ṣe yọ̀ǹda fún bàbá kan tó ti ń wá ni. Tó jẹ́ pé ìyàwó rẹ̀ wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ abẹ fún. Wọ́n ò rówó san. Wọ́n ti gbálé, wọ́n ti gbàtà. Wọ́n ti san ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà 3 million ni wọ́n ti san. Ẹni tí mo sì ń wò 3 million gan mo mọ̀ pé àti ẹbí àtọ̀rẹ́ ni wọ́n ti jọ gba àjọ. Bó sì jẹ́ pé òun gan ló mú un jáde kì í ṣe pé ó fi pamọ́ ńgbà tó fi pamọ́ fún iṣẹ́ abẹ́sẹ̀ ìyàwó rẹ̀. Ẹ dákun ẹni tí gbìyànjú ẹ jẹ́ káwa náà ká ràn lọ́wọ́. Mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yóò tó kù ní ọ́fíìsì ni. Láwa ní pètò kó má jẹ́ pákàn mọ́ sáré kiri báyìí ńgbà wàhálà bá dé. Ojú òpó kan wà ìdá 5 nínú owó oṣù tó kéré jù 5% basic salary. Tó o bá fọwọ́ sí yóò dáàbò bò ọ́, yóò dáàbò bò ìyàwó, yóò dáàbò bò ọmọ 4 tọ́jọ́ orí wọn ò tí ì kọjá 21. The optional plan, as far as I'm concerned, it is the real deal. Yes. Because if you're listening, just consider it. If you came on 5%, you find out that the difference between the 1,667 and 5% of your basic salary is not much. Yes. Compare, in fact, it's not much in terms of finances, and then not much in terms of the people that you'll be covering. Somebody says, I don't have children under the age 25, under the age 21. Even you covering your spouse alone, it is still more beneficial than you yourself. Go calculate it. Go to your director of finance or the people. The deduction figure will be with them. And I think the cadre up to level 12, they've started realizing that. And see, you have a lot of people now in that cadre now opting to 5%. Because it's figure. They'll be deducting 1,667 for me only, but they'll be deducting, say, 1,900 and something for me, my wife, and 4 children. Do you understand? Even if you wanted to come on the 5% optional plan, even up to level 17, there's nobody that they be deducting even more than 5,000. Wow. And then you will be covering your spouse, children under the age of 21. And even we said that if you have any adopted child, it's covered. If you had any child that you've been paying school fees for the past 2 years, it's taken as your child. Bring the person, under the cover. For people now that their deduction has gone from 9,000 to 22,500, automatically we are putting them into family plan. Not only that, if you came on optional plan, don't forget where I started. The 150% is you are paying more for the same benefits. There's nothing additional. It's the same benefits. But 5% optional plan, you are paying for additional benefits. And key on the additional benefits is the fact that you and your spouse will have access to basic medical checkup. Currently, the people that are being on 9,000 are having their comprehensive medical checkup. It started last week. It will last about 2 months. The permanent secretaries, the accounting officers that are ported to 9,000, political office holders, our honorable members, and members of the public that are top up too are having comprehensive medical checkup. But if you care, so that we do annually. And the same thing will begin to happen to people that report to 5% optional plan. Every year, you and your spouse, I repeat, not you alone, no, you and your spouse. So, for example, I'm a civil servant. I've opted for 5% optional plan. My wife says clothing bag is an informal sector person. My wife works in one company somewhere. Because of me, my wife will have access to basic medical checkup. Basic medical checkup today cost about 65,000 to 70,000. So that means that opting for 5%, immediately the family is enjoying about 140,000 benefits, just like that.
ọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀ ní ìwé ẹ jẹ́ ká dánu dúró díẹ̀ ká sáré dókè lọ tàbá padà dé ètò Oyshia De Irorun yẹn tó tẹ̀síwájú ẹ bàbá wa ká lọ.
Oyè ti dé ọ̀dọ̀ dókítà. Ẹ káàárọ̀, ṣé mo lè jókòó mọ́? Ẹ ṣé o. Kí tí wàá pa àwọn aráṣà tó fẹ́ béèrè nípa ìtọ́jú ojú mi débi mo bí ń ṣe rìnrìn ibi tí wọ́n tó ní lọ yìí. Hello, ẹ káàárọ̀ iṣẹ́ Oyshia nìyẹn.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sí iléeṣẹ́ adójútòfò ìlera tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Orúkọ mi ni Dámilọ́lá. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ kí ni orúkọ yín àti ibi tẹ́ ẹ ti ń pè wá?
Ẹ ṣé bá orúkọ mi ni Ọláyíwọlá Lateef láti ìlú Ìbàdàn bíbàdàn ni.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ kí ni a lè ṣe fún yín ní òní?
Mo fẹ́ ṣe ìtọ́jú ojú mi ni. Mo wá sí hospital bí tí mo ti ń tọ́jú ara mi. Wọ́n wá ní wọ́n ti refer mi sí hospital mi tí wọ́n ti tọ́jú mi dáadáa. Kò wá lé mi sí lọ́jọ́ kí n pè yí pé bóun ní ṣe rè bóun ní ṣe ṣe. Tí màá fi rí ìtọ́jú tó péye bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ti ń fún wa látẹ̀yìnwá.
Tí n bá gbọ́ yín yé dáadáa, ẹ ní pé wọ́n ti fún yín ní ìwé tí wọ́n fi darí yín láti lọ sí ilé ìwòsàn ojú. Ẹ fẹ́ wá mọ bí ẹ ṣe máa rìn?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mà.
Ilé ìwòsàn torúkọ rẹ̀ wà nínú ìwé tí ó wà lọ́wọ́ yín ni kí ẹ lọ. Tí ẹ bá dẹ̀ ti débẹ̀, kí ẹ fún wọn, wọ́n máa ṣètọ́jú yín.
Ẹ ṣé o.
Tí ẹ bá ní ohunkóhun tí ó tún rú yín lójú nígbà tí ẹ bá débẹ̀, ẹ pè wá lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wa.
Ó dáa, ẹ ṣé ọ̀yìn náà ní sáàárọ̀ o, màá lọ bẹ̀ màá lọ.
Ṣé gbogbo ìrànlọ́wọ́ tẹ nílò ní ọwọ́ wa nìyẹn?
Kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Kí ẹ ní ọjọ́ tó dára.
Ẹ ṣé o, ẹ kú ìtọ́jú wa.
Oyshia De Irorun Oyode.
Oyshia De Irorun De.
Welcome back to the studio of Oyshia De Irorun Oyode, the Executive Secretary, Oyo State Health Insurance Agency. Dr. Shola Akonde is still very much with us here. You were talking, let's go now into the co-payment thing that is on ground. People don't really understand how this thing works.
Okay, so I've laid the foundation.
Yes.
We're supposed to sell at about 40,000.
Yes.
So we said, let's sell at 21,000. So yes. That's you're selling about 50%.
Yes.
If we sold at 40, we will not be able to get grassroots people, the poor, the average people on board. Even some people, organized private sector, you have to take your money, you know, it to be challenging. Because again, the culture of health insurance is just gaining ground, you know, in our country. So if you are not selling at the true value, but at the same time, your premium, your capitation, you want to increase it. Because we can't do with the former 390 any longer. Providers have been so nice, being patient, considerate with Oyshia De Insurance Agency over the years. But we don't want to lose them. We lost some. We can't continue. Yeah, because they can't survive with 390. If we lost a provider that had over 5,000 release and said, Doc, I can't continue again. Because I don't want to cut corner. I don't want to do things that God will not, you know, be happy with me and all. So, but we know that we have to increase. So when we have this new increment, civil servant deduction, optional window, so now when deduction begins to come in, hopefully end of this month or next month, then we have to do something about that. Then, what we pay for secondary service, what we call tariffs, as a matter of fact, we increased that one about 2-3 months ago. So 2-3 months ago, we actually started paying money that we were not receiving. Do you see that? Because tariff, again, has to be a product of your premium. The premium will remain the same. But because of agitations from providers, and then, of course, because we realize that too, we are in the same market, you know. Oyshia staff, they don't come to work from heaven. Or, you know, every morning, they come from the same community. You know, so, exactly. So, we had to do that. Now, how will this scheme in the immediate will not run down? You've brought down premium by almost 50%. We started paying tariff. Tariff increment is also about between 50 and 70% of what we were paying before, because some services that we were paying 1,000 for, we started paying about 4,500 for now. You know, so the way in the immediate to stay afloat is to say, enrollees, when you go for certain services, you will pay 50% of it.
Of certain
services you pay, could pay 50% of it. In terms of ibi Ọlọ́run ràn wá lọ́wọ́ délé ni, adúpẹ́ fún ọgbọ́n àti àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ tí a jẹ́ pé a jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ yìí. Ìntọ́yà mọ́ ta dójú tó fò léni. Nígbà táwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ jókòó, ó súnmọ́ 1,50,000. Ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá tà bẹ́ẹ̀ ọlọ́jà mélòó ni ó rà? Kódà àwọn kan bẹ́ẹ̀ ń sìn tán, a lọ ṣèpàdé kan lọ́yọ̀ọ́. 21,000 gan-an wọ́n tún bẹ̀ wá ní pé àwọn fẹ́ wá lọ́pọ̀. Ọgbọ́n wo la bá wọn dá sí? A ṣe kọ́wọ́ bọ̀wé àdéhùn pẹ̀lú àwọn tíṣà ṣùkú aládàáni àti àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wọn ni. Ó ní bá a tún ṣe jọ sọ. Lórí 21,000 ló dákun tí bá wá ní 1,50,000 láti ń bọ̀. Nítorí náà a gbọ́dọ̀ ru àwọn èèyàn tó wà nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Kí ni agbára àti ra ọjà wọn? Kí ni owó tó ń wọlé sọ́dọ̀ wọn? Adójútòfò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ sì ní má yọ ẹnìkan kan lẹ̀ ni, kárí ilé, kárí oko ni. Òun lọ́ bá dẹ́ pé àwa dágbé ọgbọ́n ọ̀dà tó bá ti wà lórí ètò adójútòfò gbogbo ìgbà kó kúkú máa lọ sí ọsibítù náà. Lórí àwọn àtọ́jú kan, ó máa san díẹ̀ lára owó. àwọn wo ni alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ṣe rí gbogbo àwa tá à ń gbà tọ́jú ní ilé ìwòsàn alábọ́dé ò gbọ́dọ̀ san kọ́bọ̀ kankan bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí ní tó fẹ́ ṣe ń bẹ̀ nítorí pé gbogbo ohun tó ń ṣe ń bẹ̀ ó ti wà lábẹ́ owó mọ̀dámọ̀dá oṣooṣù èyí tá à ń pè ní capitation gbogbo ìtọ́jú tó wà ní abẹ́ mọ̀dámọ̀dá oṣooṣù kò sẹ́ńtọ́ yọ ọ̀sán kankan lé lórí orí fọ́ mi ní o ẹsẹ̀ mi mọ̀ wú ní o inú run mi ní o gbogbo àwọn nǹkan báwọn ó ti wà lábẹ́ owó tá à ń san kalẹ̀ yín tá a fi ń sọ eléyìí ní pé àmọ́ pé Nàìjíríà àwa tá a lóòótọ́ ń bẹ àwa tó sì jẹ́ pé òótọ́ wa náà kù díẹ̀ tó Nàìjíríà àwọn tó sì fẹ́ mọ́ sọ pé ọ̀rẹ́fọ̀n lábàtà wọ́n jọ̀bẹ tì í wọ́n ń bẹ àwọn tó ní ẹmọ rẹ́ṣẹ̀ wèrè ìbú wọ́n ń bẹ àwọn tó sì bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run náà tó ní bóyá wọ́n ń bẹ olójà máa sọ gbogbo kínní nítorí pé ń gbà sọ pé àjọ máa sanwó díẹ̀díẹ̀ àti ráwọn tó ti wá fẹ́ gbé àbúradà pé téèyàn bá ti wọ hospital o ṣọ́ọ̀ṣà ni ọ̀sánwó irọ́ ni o irọ́ ni o iye tọ́ọ̀sán bọ́ọ̀sán ọgbọ́gbọ́dọ̀ rí dókítà náà lórí oògùn tá a sì sọ ní àwa tó jẹ́ pé à ń lọ sí hospital tá à ń lọ máa ń gbọ́ oògùn oṣooṣù a gbọ́dọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa san ààbò nínú rẹ̀ mo ń lọ gbòògùn diabetes mo ń lọ gbòògùn hypertension mo ń lọ gbòògùn arthritis àjọ máa san díẹ̀ nítorí pé ojoojúmọ́ lówó oògùn ló ń lo òkè kódà rí i pé ọ̀pọ̀ nù wa gan tá a wà lórí oògùn tí wọ́n gan kó o tó darapọ̀ máa dójú tòfò tí dókítà sọ fún ọ tó ọ̀nà pápá búra tó ní dókítà ẹjọ́ ṣé kò sí ètò owó rẹ̀ dínkù ni ńgbà wá dórí àdéhùn tòfò ní mo ti wà ní tọ́pọ̀pù oògùn gan ni mo fẹ́ àsìkò kún ṣe ṣùgbọ́n bí adélé ní oògùn náà lọ́ọ́ gbà o ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀sán díẹ̀ ibi tá a tún wá ń lọ sìn níjọ́ Jímọ̀ kí n tó kúrò lọ́fíìsì àwọn ilé apò oògùn káàkiri pharmaceutical káàkiri a ti fẹ́ bá wọn ládéhùn tó fi jẹ́ pé gbogbo àwa tá a wà lórí àwọn oògùn à ń lọ gbà lóṣooṣù à ní lọ sí hospital wa mọ́ a lọ mọ gbòògùn wa ọmọ lọ sí hospital rẹ ká pé dókítà ní rí mi lẹ́yìn oṣù mẹ́ta nítorí náà tó bá ń gbóògùn náà kì í ṣe pé ọmọ gbà lọ títí ayérayé dókítà ó lè sọ pé mo wọ ẹ̀ wálẹ̀ ó lè sọ pé yí oògùn rẹ po nítorí náà ìbáṣepọ̀ tá a fẹ́ nísìn ni pé a ní àwọn pharmacy outlets káàkiri ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tó jẹ́ pé ó lọ ọbẹ̀ ó gbóògùn rẹ ó san àbówó rẹ sínú àkáǹtì Oyshia kì í ṣe àkáǹtì ilé ìwòsàn ṣe rí ó wù wá ká ṣe sí àkáǹtì ilé ìwòsàn tàbí àkáǹtì pharmacy tá a fẹ́ lọ ṣùgbọ́n àti rúrè rúbà náà rí tó jẹ́ wípé ẹlòmíì náírà 2 ló yẹ kí onísan ó ti gba náírà 4 ó lò ní ààbò níbẹ̀ yóò sì tún kọ̀wé sí wa pé a tún gbọ́dọ̀ sanwó àfẹ́rẹ́ jẹ́ ló fi jẹ́ pé gbogbo owó kó wá sí àsùnwọ̀n wa àwọ̀ san owó tó jẹ́ pé àti ládéhùn pẹ̀lú pharmacy ni o pẹ̀lú hospital ni à á san jáde yàtọ̀ sí yẹn.
báwo rẹ lọ ẹ jẹ́ kí n ṣí ojú òpó sílẹ̀ ká máa ṣe ní àlàfíbọ̀ báyẹn nọ́mbà tẹ́lẹ̀ pọ̀ wá sí ní 08053893177 08053893177 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 08053893177 ìpè kan tí ó ti wọlé. hello ẹ káàárọ̀ kí lórúkọ yín àti bílẹ̀ tí ń pè wá o. ok kí ni ìbéèrè yín. ẹ ṣeun. general gas.
yóò dáa fún yín sà tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ rẹ́gísítà ẹ wá sí BCOS olùlọ́dàpọ̀ súnmọ́ yín jù a ní ọ́fíìsì ń bẹ̀ ẹ wá fowókọ́lẹ̀ wọ́n dá yín lóhùn kápẹ́sẹ̀ yín sì yá sí secretariat náà ẹ bá ti wọnú secretariat ẹ ní ọ́fíìsì Oyshia De Irorun dé Ministry of Establishment ṣẹ̀dẹ̀ ń lọ wọ́n náwó ẹ̀ sí yín Oyshia ó ti di àìmọ̀ ní àbí ọdún ní àìṣe àìmọ̀ fọlọ́wọ́.
Hello.
Ìpè míì tún fẹ́ wọlé.
Hello. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ pè wá padà àwọn ògbọ́n kan tẹ́ sọ.
Ara ń ta tún sanwó díẹ̀díẹ̀ fún ni ká pé wọ́n ní àwọn àyẹ̀wò kan tó jẹ́ wípé ó ti ju àyẹ̀wò tó wà lábẹ́ owó tá a san lọ tí wọ́n bá ní pètò ọ lọ ṣàyẹ̀wò níbi báyìí o a níbi méjì mẹ́ta tó jẹ́ pé èèyàn ti ń ṣàyẹ̀wò nísìnyìí tí wọ́n bá lọ bẹ ọ san ààbọ̀ nínú owó tó jẹ́ pé ó ṣe ń bẹ̀. Ìyẹn tá a sì máa ń sọ nísìnyí pé ṣe rí gbogbo hospital wa ó láti lẹ ìwé tó bá wọ hospital even ilé ẹlẹ́jẹ̀ ilé diagnostic tó ti lọ ṣàyẹ̀wò àtìlẹ̀ mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣé ọgbádùn ìtọ́jú tó rí lábẹ́ adójútòfò ọgbádùn rẹ̀ pé nọ́mbà yìí nọ́mbà ti wà tá a tilẹ̀ káàkiri àwọn èèyàn sì ti ń lò dáadáa ẹni tó tiẹ̀ wá ń di nọ́mbà gan-an ó lóun ò lè sùn mọ́ nísinsìnyí àwa bó fi jẹ́ pé a jù sí yàrá ìpè wa tó jẹ́ pé ibẹ̀ yẹn àwọn èésùn tẹ́lẹ̀ ń ti wọn mọ́ fojú borun ni àwọn àǹjànú mọ́ fojú borun ni a kó síbẹ̀ nítorí náà hospital tá a bá wọ̀ ṣe rí tí nǹkan bá rú wa lójú mọ́ bínú ṣe rí a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ eléyìí ni nítorí náà mọ̀ pé òye rẹ̀ kò lè tí ì yé gbogbo èèyàn lẹ́ẹ̀kan ló fi jẹ́ pé ihun tó bá rú wa lójú ń bẹ̀ ẹ pè ẹ mọ́ bínú ẹ mọ́ sọ pé bó ló ṣe jẹ́ a ṣàlàyé fún yín. And one thing I want to assure us is that if any of our enrollees did not receive right treatment.
Kí lorúkọ yín àti bílẹ̀ tí ń pè wá o. Ok, kí ni ìbéèrè yín?
Ìbéèrè ni pé prógrámù Oyshia tí wọ́n sọ yìí ṣé àwọn tó jẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba nìkan ló wà fún àbí ẹni tí ò kì í ṣe òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba tí wọ́n lè kópa nínú ẹ̀?
Yóò dáa fún yín ohun yìí gan kò tí ẹjọ́ ti yáàfin tí ọmọge lọ́jọ́ ọlọ́mọ dóhùn sí o àìsàn ò ní í ṣohun yẹn o ṣé ẹ rí adójútòfò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ fún gbogbo olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ni ìbéèrè tí wọ́n bi mí lénìí òun ló jẹ mọ́ tòṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba ìwọ tó ń gbọ́ mi àǹtí mi tó pè mí bàbá ọlọ́jà ìyá ọlọ́jà ó mọ sọ fún yín pé a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bá àwọn ọlọ́jà kan ṣèpàdé lọ́yọ̀ọ́ àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ a ṣẹ̀ bá wọn ṣèpàdé lọ́yọ̀ọ́ àwọn tíṣà aládàáni ṣùkú aládàáni a ṣẹ̀ bá wọn ṣèpàdé ni nítorí náà kò sí olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ kì í ṣọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ gan olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tó jẹ́ pé kò yẹ kó wá sí abẹ́ àbúradà adójútòfò yàtọ̀ sáǹfààní ibẹ̀ òfin gan ọkàn ń pa ibi tá à ń lọ láìpẹ́ ìlágbára Ọlọ́run ni pé ọ̀fẹ́ fọmọ rẹ sílẹ̀ ní sùkúù wọ́n béèrè pé ìwé adójútòfò rẹ dà ọ̀fẹ́ gbaṣẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba ìwé adójútòfò rẹ dà nítorí òfin ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ kàn ń pa òfin Nàìjíríà gan ọkàn ń pa kì í dẹ̀ ṣe kàn ń pa pé a fẹ́ generate IGR ìkàn ń pa fún àǹfààní rẹ àti àǹfààní mi àti àǹfààní gbogbo àdúgbò ni. And so health insurance is mandatory and it is for every resident in Oyo State. As a matter of fact, the NHI Act says it is for every citizen, of the country. It's a drive to protect your health, like I said, to protect your wealth, to protect your family, to protect your investment, And like I was saying the other time before that particular phone came in, will we ensure that enrollees are not cheated, as we started this co-payment thing? And every enrollee can call. On your ID card, you have numbers you can call. Various hospitals will have posters we put there that you can call. If the services, you received were below par or you are not satisfied with those services, you can make a call. Somebody will answer